Systems that rely on the absence of stress do not survive stress. Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Intelligence doesn't fail first. Governance does. Most people believe that if they just think better, analyze better, understand more, they will be safe under pressure. That's comforting. It makes failure feel solvable through information. But intelligence without constraints creates fragility. What actually survives stress isn't brilliance, it's governance. This video is about installing decision structures that don't negotiate when pressure appears. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Most people who fail in crypto are not stupid. Many of them are very intelligent. They understand market structure, they understand narratives, they understand risk, at least in theory. They can explain exactly what they are doing. And still, over time, their results decay. Not dramatically, not in one explosion, quietly, predictably. Crypto isn't a knowledge problem. It's a control problem. Markets don't test how smart you are. They test whether your systems hold when your nervous system doesn't. And that's a very different test. A system without control rarely collapses overnight. It drifts. You bend the rule once, then again. Exposure increases slightly, then slightly more. You tell yourself it's temporary. Nothing feels catastrophic in the moment. And that's why it works. By the time the loss appears, the structure was already broken. Volatility gets blamed for this, but volatility isn't the enemy. Volatility is information. It reveals where assumptions are weak, where limits are missing, where identity is unstable. Crypto doesn't punish ignorance first. It punishes reactivity, and reactivity never feels emotional while you're in it. It feels rational. It feels justified. It feels like responding to conditions. And that's the trap. People say they failed because they panicked, chased, overtraded. Those are descriptions. The cause is way simpler. Their behavior was not governed by something strong enough to survive stress. When governance is missing, emotion fills the gap. Not because someone is weak, because the system allows it. Markets don't destroy capital first. They destabilize identity first. Identity is the internal story of who you are in the system. Your role, your authority, your tolerance. When identity is stable, rules hold. When identity fractures, rules disappear. And once rules disappear, exposure grows. Once exposure grows, volatility finishes the job. That sentence people say afterward, I don't know why I did that. It isn't mysterious, it's diagnostic. It means the decision came from moment, not from a rule. In a governed system, even losing trades are explainable. In ungoverned system, decisions feel rational in the moment and irrational afterward. Most people think failure comes from bad strategy. That's comforting, but it suggests the solution is more information. Strategy answers what you want to do. Control answers what you are not allowed to do, even when it feels reasonable. Two people can run the same strategy in the same market. One compounds, the other implodes. The difference isn't intelligence, it's governance. One system constrains behavior under stress, the other negotiates with it. Negotiation always loses. And this isn't a moral statement, it's biological. Because under stress, cognition degrades, time horizons compress, urgency overrides policy. Your nervous system does not know the difference between financial threat and physical threat. If your system assumes you will stay rational under pressure without structural support, it is designed to fail. Crypto just exposes that faster. There's no closing bell, no cooling off period. Leverage is always available. Feedback is instant. Traditional finance can hide bad behavior for years. Crypto exposes it in weeks. So here's the foundation. Performance is downstream of control. Not intelligence, not effort, not conviction. Control. Until that layer is designed intentionally, everything else is fragile. Now, let's move one level deeper. If intelligence isn't the main issue, why do so many intelligent people feel constantly active but permanently stuck? They are reading, researching, adjusting, engaging every day, yet nothing compounds. This usually gets labeled as lack of discipline. Well, it isn't. It's misalignment. Misalignment happens when you are applying effort in a wall that doesn't fit your structure or the system structure. In physics, if you apply force in the wrong direction, you don't get motion. You get heat. In markets, that heat becomes exhaustion, frustration, compulsive activity that never turns into progress. Crypto amplifies this because it presents many roles at once, while disguising them as one. People say they are doing crypto, but in reality, they are analyzing like investors, reacting like traders, and emotionally processing like gamblers, sometimes within the same hour. Each role has different rules, different time horizons, different emotional requirements. Mixing them doesn't create flexibility, it creates internal conflict. And internal conflict leaks energy. Every price move feels urgent. Every narrative feels relevant. Attention fragments. From the outside, it looks like engagement. From the inside, it feels like effort. But effort without alignment does not compound. It circulates. And here's where people make it worse. When results stagnate, they increase effort, more analysis, more monitoring, more activity. But discipline applied to a misaligned system accelerates burnout. You can be extremely disciplined at doing the wrong thing. The system doesn't reward effort, it rewards coherence. A polar bear isn't undisciplined because it faced in the desert, it's misaligned. Crypto allows people to sit in roles that contradict their natural time horizon and stress tolerance. That tension feels like failure. It's actually a systems error. When alignment is restored, effort feels lighter. Not because you are doing less, but because what you're doing finally translates into motion. That's coherence. Now, let's make this practical. Every capital system operates on 3 layers: strategy, execution, and control. Strategy is intent, what you are trying to do and why. Thesis, models, expectations. It's intellectually satisfying. That's why most people live here. Execution is behavior, position sizing, timing, tools, how decisions actually get carried out. Control is constraint. It answers the question, what is not allowed to happen, even when it feels reasonable. Control protects the system from you. And this is the layer most people never explicitly design. A system can function without control during favorable conditions. Strategy looks smart, execution looks sharp, nothing seems broken. But what's missing isn't performance, it's durability. Without control, rules become flexible, limits become suggestions, authority becomes situational. Under calm conditions, that feels fine. Under stress, it becomes catastrophic. Stress doesn't create new behavior. It amplifies what was already weak. A rule that can be overridden in the moment it's needed is not a rule. It's a preference. Preferences negotiate. Rules don't. Think of control as the operating system kernel. Strategy is the application. Execution is the interface. Without the kernel, the system crashes. No amount of intelligence at the strategy layer compensates for missing governance. Control does not eliminate losses. It eliminates collapse. Losses are informational. Collapse is structural. Professional capital systems look rigid for a reason. Exposure caps, risk limits, kill switches, mandatory reviews. They don't assume humans stay rational. They design the exact opposite. So here's the hierarchy. Strategy defines opportunity. Execution enables action. Control ensures survival. And without survival, nothing compounds. If you get some value from this video, down below in the video, you can do the test. You can find out where do you fit in the crypto quadrant, what's your natural progression path, and then a little bit later, you will be able to subscribe to the control layer. So all of this information is not only theoretical, but you can implement it in practice with the help of crypto operating system I've designed. I hope that helps. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.